Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing my 207th Mezco Toys 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of Dick Tracy's Pruneface. Now, as we can see, this figure comes in your standard Mezco box with the great vintage artwork of Pruneface. And if we turn the box around, more awesome classic artwork of the character. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Pruneface here. Now this is one, I know there's not a whole lot of hype around, but damn, I've been wanting this for quite some time as I am a giant Dick Tracy fan. I always hoped that a company like Mezco would give us really cool Dick Tracy figures. And now we have Pruneface here as the first one in that Dick Tracy lineup. And I know they have a couple more planned, and I'm really hoping we get a ton of characters because I will definitely buy all of them. So Pruneface here is very, very cool. I love the suit that they got going on here. And a lot of people may not remember, but earlier figures who had suits were pretty good for what they were, but you can really tell that Mezco has stepped up their game when it comes to the tailoring of the suits at this scale. It's pretty impressive to see. I love how the collar lining works and things like that. You got the little buttons right there too. I love the little seam line that we have coming down right here from the breast pocket with the little handkerchief going down into the sleeve pocket like that. Looks really, really good. I love that, man. The seam line's coming down here. At the bottom of the coat itself, the jacket, it has a little bit of bendy wire in there, so you can actually pose this around. I think that's really cool. Very smart that they included that. Just a simple white shirt underneath too, but that looks really nice. I love the tie here. It's on a little stretchy wire, that stretchy little string that holds it in place like that. But you got a really nice belt. The brown pants look really good. I love the inlining of the jacket too. That looks really good. You know, the cuff of the sleeve just peeking through ever so slightly. Looks really nice. I love the hemline going down the legs like that. Looks really sharp. Boots look really good. Got a nice little tread on the bottom of the feet there. With this, let me see the socks and some very nice shoes. I think Mezco did an incredible job with this, man. And to a lot of you guys, it's, you know, it's just a guy in a suit, no big deal, which I understand. I totally get that. These aren't as exciting as like a Wolverine figure and things like that. But for me, like, I love gangster type characters like this, especially in comic books. You know, even like Falcone from the Batman universe and things like that. But man, the fact that we're getting Dick Tracy characters is that old school like detective noir type thing with all these really wacky characters that are all suited and booted. It gets me really excited, dude, because I genuinely love these very interesting characters. And as far as looks go, I think Mezco did a fantastic job. Now, moving on to accessories, we of course do get Mezco's circular base stand with that old school comic book image of Pruneface with that subtle smile, his just sagging skin. That's why they call him Pruneface. He got his gun there and the Pruneface name right there. And I love it, even in the background of that, you get like pages of the Dick Tracy comic, which is really cool. And then of course you do get the clear articulated arm. And then we just get a ton of crazy accessories with this guy. So we got a bunch of interchangeable hands, everything you need from different fisted hands, different types of gripping hands, like holding his knives and his guns. And you can see he comes with grenades and all these different types of smoke effects and blast effects and things like that. You got little cigarettes. I mean, you get a ton of really cool stuff here. Now, one thing we do get, I really like, we actually do get a hat. A nice fedora that we can pop on the head right there. You got to give it a little push down and it stays on there pretty good, and that's not going to come off. You can see that is just on there really nice and tight, so I think they did a good job with that. Again, all the different hands that you get work really well. So you get these tiny little cigarettes, which is pretty cool. They got the little smoke effect. You have hands like this where the fingers are kind of separated, and you can like stick a cigarette between the fingers like that, and you'll see pictures with all this stuff later on, but he can make it seem like he's holding his cigarette, which I think is really cool, man. They really think of everything when it comes to these figures. You also do get these really nice grenades here that are really cool, nicely detailed. I love the little copper coil around the end like there. And you can plug on these effect pieces that work really nice. Those are cool. These are supposed to be like smoke grenades or something like that. But I mean, you can use them as regular grenades if you really want to. So it's whatever you want, man. They're your toys. You got different types of pistols, which is really cool. I love the different styles. I love the fact that they're even giving us multiple types of guns. These do have things like removable magazines, and they all come with extra magazines. I think this one does actually cock back a bit. You can kind of see that, how that cocks back like so if you want to do something like that. That's really cool. And then I love the machine gun that he comes with. Again, this is really nice. I'm not sure if this is a Thompson. I think it might be. I really don't know. But again, removable magazine, that's really cool. It does come with an extra one, of course. And I just love the detailing on that with that gunmetal. Looks like a very subtle bit of dry brushing with some little bit of silver on there with the black handle. That looks really cool. And then, of course, you do get all the different types of bullet effect pieces that we see with like pretty much every Mezco that has a type of gun. You know, we've seen all these effect pieces before. They work really good, you know, and they're universal pretty much throughout all Mezco guns, which is a great thing. So I do love that. We also do get this gas mask, which I think is really nice too. This is awesome because, you know, since he does use those like gas grenades, he's gonna like throw in those gas grenades and then walk in with a gas mask and just mess people up or rob a bank or whatever he's gonna do. So normally what you're gonna have to do, it's easier if you just pop a head off and then kind of put it on like so. And then this strap right here is adjustable to the, meaning it kind of goes up and down like that. So you're gonna want to put the head on, and it can be a fairly tight, so give it a nice little tug and then bring it around and like peg it into the little gold pin right there like that, and there you go. And then you just, and it came off. Again, it could be a little tricky because it's kind of tight. It's a tight fit, which is a good thing, you know, that's what she said. But it can be a little tricky to do. I think I have it. I think I don't have it. This is just a pain in the butt when you do stuff like this on camera. So again, something like that, pop it on the figure, and there you go. Now he's ready to mess some people up. So that looks really cool too, man. Again, I love all the different options that we get here when it comes to a figure like this. Mezco is always great with giving us options. We also get this giant freaking knife. This thing is huge, dude. I don't know if it's supposed to be a switchblade, but it does look like it has like a little bit of a trigger on the handle, which would indicate it's a switchblade. That's like a switch machete, dude, because I mean, look how big this thing compared to his arm, dude. I don't know if it's maybe a bayonet. I don't know, but that thing is huge, and I really like it. I love the fact that we also get glasses for this guy. We actually get 3 pairs of the exact same glasses, so it's pretty cool just in case you break some or you lose some or whatever. They're tiny little pieces, translucent green lenses. That's really cool, too. And again, you take those glasses on and then put the fedora on like that. I think that's a really cool look for the character. Now, this is probably the most fun accessory we get. This is a really old school typewriter. I love this. Man, I low-key kind of miss using typewriters. We used to have one when I was a kid. That's how we used to write letters and notes and things like that. So this is just really cool. The detail on it is really, really nice. I love all the little copper buttons with a little bit of gold and things like that. You got the name Chester right on there. It looks really good too. I love the fact that all this is like low-key functional, so you can slide this back side to side. It goes up and down. The little drum here can actually spin, and in the instructions it actually shows that you can feed a little piece of sheet of paper through it. I didn't get no little mini sheets of paper, so if you wanted to cut your own little sheets of paper, you could do so, and it'll literally feed through the bar right there, which I think is pretty impressive that this thing is almost functional. So that's pretty awesome, dude. Now if you turn this around and pull this down, we get a radio type of device, I guess, for him for spying and hearing like the police signals and things like that, or communicating with some of the other guys like Big Boy and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, that's just a very cool accessory. Again, very nicely detailed. They did a great job with that. What's also really cool, you get these headphones, which is a really nice headset you can put on the character, and again, you'll see pictures with all this later on, but the jack here actually plugs into the little peg hole right there. So if you put that in, sometimes it has a little trouble staying, but you can like literally plug this in, which I think is super cool. What a fun thing, dude. Again, this is where I feel like Mezco really shines when it comes like to the detail of their accessories and stuff like that. Not a lot of companies take this much care into accessories, when in my opinion, sometimes the accessories can really make or break a figure. And I think Mezco, again, genuinely shines with stuff like this. Next up, let's talk about these head sculpts, because he does come with 4 interchangeable heads, which look really good. Again, his name is Pruneface, so he has this really saggy skin that looks all shriveled and wrinkled and things like that, hence giving him this prune-like look, so that's why he's called Pruneface. But I love the little smirked, smiling head. That's very old school to the comic books. I think that looks like a lot of fun. You have one that's a little more serious with a little bit of a curled brow that I think looks awesome too. Then you want to have one that's a slightly little more angry with the side of the mouth opening and showing the teeth ever so slightly. I think that looks really good too. But dude, that yelling one is so expressive. I love how that looks. And again, Mezco in the past, you know, they used to have some serious issues with the teeth. The teeth always look kind of funky, like little chiclets and things like that, but they've vastly improved that. They look so much better. So that open mouth looks great. Now, these do remove at the base of the neck. You know, the neck is just on a ball peg like that. Since he kind of has that sagging skin, he wouldn't really have a separate neck. So it's better that they did it this way. And the ball peg goes deep down there. You could take this and give it a little push. And you want to give it a push all the way down to here, but a little bit of a pop to get it more solid in there. Otherwise, it'll be a little loose. But that works out great, man. Again, just a great looking figure. Now, the last couple accessories that I'm going to show off here is going to be this really awesome, nice soft goods trench coat, which looks, again, really, really good. At the bottom of this, we do get a bendy wire in here, so you can pose this around, which is really cool, but has it on both sides like that. I love the inlining on there as well. And it just looks really good. You know, you can fit this over the suit jacket itself, you know, pop the hands off and pull the arms back and slide them through. You guys know the deal. You've done this before. But it looks really nice, man. I kind of wish there was a bendy wire coming through here. There's not. It's just at the very bottom, so that's a little bit of a nitpick with mine. I just kind of wish it had that. It'd been a lot better in my opinion. But this looks really good. Now, we also get this really fancy scarf here. Now, this is cool. You can drape this over the figure, but because again, another complaint, this has no bendy wire. I wish this would have had a bendy wire to get it really draped the way you want. You know, you could pull it around the neck like that and kind of tuck the coat over it like that if you want. You know, sometimes when I used to wear a lot of coats and jackets, things like that, I'd drape it around the trench coat, you know, but it just doesn't drape the way I would like because it's semi-thick material with no bendy wire, so it just doesn't pose the way I would like it. So it's kind of better if you just do it like this under the trench coat, and it still looks cool. Again, I just wish there was a bendy wire there. And again, if you take like the glasses, pop those on like that, and then you pop the hat on like so. I mean, dude, this guy is suited and ready to go. I mean, this dude looks truly gangster. So now let's go ahead and run down the articulation here. You know, this guy is going to be fairly limited, of course, you know, but I mean, do you really need a Pruneface doing ninja moves? Maybe you do. I don't know. Again, it's your Toyz. You do what you want. Again, the ball peg at the base of the neck, that rolls around, does turn left and right, up and down about that much, and pivot side to side, up about that far. You know, you do have to, since this does have a lot of soft goods, you're going to have to maneuver the soft goods around, but up, down, up about that far. No butterfly joint rotation at the bicep. It feels like double jointed elbows. Yeah, that's definitely a double jointed elbow. So that's actually really, really nice. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. That works really good too. We seem to have a double ball peg from the midsection going into his crotch and one into his chest. So that rolls around very nicely, rotates left and right, crunches back and forth pretty well. That's actually surprisingly good. And pivots side to side. Hip joints can kick forward and up about that far, back not so much, splits out about that far, rotation of that upper thigh, double jointed knees where he can kick himself in his own butt, and we get ball pegs at the ankles, so those side to side, up and down, and a actually very good ankle rocker. So, you know, articulation isn't terrible. It's nothing crazy. It's not quite like that Gomez buck, which I think is the best buck. But this still looks really, really good, and I'm really, really liking how this turned out. Again, if you like Dick Tracy, and if you like gangster type of characters, I think this guy is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Mezco 112 Collective Gomez and Popeye. And for even more comparison, here he is sitting next to a Mezco 112 Collective Batman and Snake Eyes. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of Pruneface. Now overall, I understand that this figure is not going to be for everyone. It's mostly just an old dude in a suit, and we've seen a lot of characters like that in pop culture action figures. But if you're a Dick Tracy fan, oh my god, this piece is so awesome. I really loved that vintage toy line from Playmates. It was so much fun, very cool and fun toys, and I always wanted more updated action figures of that license, as I love the comic books, and again, the movie was fantastic. I'm actually surprised they haven't made a new movie. It would be really cool if they did a whole action noir thing. I think it would be really rad. But again, this piece is badass, dude. I love those head sculpts. Mezco nailed it with every last one of them. The different expressions are very, very fun and detailed. I love the tailoring of the suit. That thing is really, really sharp. Again, my biggest complaints are I wish that maybe like the scarf had a actual bendy wire in it to pose it around, and I actually wish the suit jacket and the trench coat had more of a bendy wire to pose throughout the whole thing. I think that would have been a lot better. The articulation is actually surprisingly good, nothing too crazy great, but it's a lot better than I assumed it would have been, so I think that's really cool. Then those accessories, man, all the different guns, that giant knife, the grenades, the blast effects, that really cool typewriter / radio is so much fun. Mezco shines when it comes to the details of accessories. That really makes his figure. And again, the fedora, the cigarettes, all this stuff is just really cool. This is a fun piece. Again, if you love Dick Tracy, I think he would look great in any of your collections. So be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.